Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cinder's Dream. I am Ariel and I am here for another video. Okay, this time we're going to be talking about Mercury. So Mercury is actually going to go into retrograde December 13th through January 1st. All right, that's about the dates it's going to be. So we're going to talk about Mercury and Mercury retrograde and how you can prepare for this major event. Okay, I know some people have like bad feelings about Mercury retrograde. You know, you hear a lot of drama and stuff going on around Mercury retrograde. So in this video, I just want you to just get a better understanding of what Mercury is and how it can help you. All right. So Mercury retrograde happens about 4 times out of the year. So Mercury is a planet that is close to the sun and it travels super, super fast. So when it goes into retrograde, it looks like it's going backwards because of the way it's traveling. So again, Mercury is a planet that deals with communication. It deals with thinking. It deals with analytical problems and problem solving and how to make decisions and also how to express yourself. All right. Mercury is not just about communication. It's about how you think, okay? It's about how you analyze a problem. It's about how you make decisions and how you express yourself. So those are the key points for Mercury, all right? Mercury is also a planet that's not, masculine or feminine. It's actually both. It's a good balance of masculine and feminine energy. So, it is also represented in those who are younger in age, before puberty, all right? Again, we learn how to communicate very young, and that is not just through actually talking. We communicate, with our hands, with symbols. We learn and communicate through patterns, also through touch, through smell, through tasting. When you're in early childhood, that's how we learn and we communicate through all those different ways. Okay, besides actually speaking and language and all that good stuff. So Mercury is just how we connect with each other, all right? It was so funny. So when my son was in daycare, when he was super, super young, kids, they used to like lick each other's hairs and stuff like that, and like on top of their head. And of course, kids put stuff in their mouths, and that's all about Mercury and how they express themselves and how they know what's good for them or what's not good for them, or they're just very curious around that age, that younger stage, and whatnot, that early childhood development. And that's all what Mercury is about as well. So Mercury health-wise also rules, our hands, our lungs, basically all our organs and whatnot that have double, that has 2. So Gemini is also the ruling planet. And also Virgo is also a planet that does very well with Mercury, okay? Virgos are very analytical. They're great at problem solving. So Virgo is home, with Mercury, all right? They do well together, all right? So like I said, Mercury retrograde is going to be occurring December 13th. So I just really want you all to just be prepared. Go through your birth chart. Look to see where Mercury is in your chart, see what house is in, see the planets that's surrounding it, and just really, really get comfortable. This is not something that you need to be afraid of. This is not something that you need to be antsy about or anything like that. Just get prepared and just know yourself. This is to help you grow. This is to help you evolve. This is actually here to help you just to slow down and come back home and really think about how this whole entire year went, okay? Journal if you need to, slow down and prepare for the new year, essentially with the dates and everything that it's going to be in. This retrograde is really to help prepare you for 2024. So slow down, take your time, learn about yourself, learn, how's your communication style? How do you communicate? How can you communicate better with yourself, with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues and whatnot? And really, really just come back home, all right? Mercury also rules Wednesday, okay? So Wednesday might be a great day of the week for you to really get your communication across. If you feel like you have something important to talk about, do it on Wednesday. If you are in a relationship and you want to talk to your spouse about something, do it on Wednesday, or you got a business meeting or something, try to schedule that on a Wednesday, because Mercury is going to be there to really help you with your communication and help things flow much, much easily, okay? Also, the color green, okay, emerald. So this is a gemstone or something that you can carry around. Wear the color green on Wednesdays. If you are into business, wear green on Wednesdays to really give you that extra energy behind Mercury. Okay, you can wear green jewelry. Even just play up with the color green. It's really gonna help push whatever information, whatever communication you're trying to put out there. Those are really going to help you, all right? So now I want to move on to the signs, okay? The houses. So pull out your birth chart, look to see where Mercury is, all right? And see what house it is in. And we're going to go through all of the 12 houses. All right, starting with the first house. If you have Mercury in your first house, you may be someone that is really quick thinking, very witty, very intelligent, okay? You're very straightforward in your communication, and people are really easily to understand you in the way that you communicate, all right? Remember, the first house is ruled by Aries. That's all about that head, so you are really, really intelligent, okay? Now we're going to move on to the second house. If you have Mercury in your second house, you may think about how you're going to make that money, okay? You probably have all different types of ideas on how to make money, okay? You might be very resourceful when it comes to money. So that's very important. That's amazing placement to have, okay? But don't overthink it too much, Don't overstress yourself out about how to make money. Have a plan, okay? Have a plan. If it sticks, if it works, do it. Don't be too greedy, okay, about how you're trying to make the money, okay? Just find something that you're really good at and stick with it, okay? That's a good advice for you if you have Mercury in your second house, all right? Now we're going to move on to Mercury in the third house. If you have Mercury in your third house, you may be the youngest, okay? This also rules short distance travel, and you may also be very creative. So the third house is ruled by Gemini. That's like that childlike energy. So you might be very, very creative. So use that to good use, okay? Mercury in the fourth house. If you have Mercury in the fourth house, you probably had a mother or a caregiver that was like all into your schooling. She wanted, or he wanted, or whoever took care of you wanted you to have a very good education, that foundation, okay? With this placement, also make sure that you are communicating how you truly feel, okay? With it ruling the lungs and the chest area and the breast area, making sure that you're just fully expressing yourself. You're not, keeping things harbored and inside. With this placement too, you could be prone to asthma, bronchitis, any kind of breathing issues and whatnot. So pay attention to those things and make sure that you're just really expressing yourself. You're expressing your emotions, all right? Mercury in the fifth house. Mercury in the fifth house, you are probably an educator. You might be a preschool teacher or work in a daycare. You are really good at communicating with children. You probably communicate through writing. You may be an author, a children's author. So that fun inner child, you are really good at connecting with your inner child, all right? Mercury in the fifth house. All right, so now we're going to move on. Mercury in the sixth house. In the sixth house, you are great at solving conflicts. You are great at thinking before you act. This house is ruled by Virgo. And like I said previously, Virgo is all about that intellect, very intelligent, very analytical. So you are really good at thinking before you act, okay? And making sure you have all the facts before you come at someone, okay? So you might even be a lawyer, okay, with this placement. All right, so now we're going to move on to Mercury in the seventh house. With this placement, it's very important for you that you have clear communication with your partner, okay? This may be a business partner or a romantic partner, whatever partnership that you are in. You want to make sure like we are on the same page. You don't want anything to be going left. you want to make sure that, you guys are just, really, really communicating and are really on the same page with each other. That's very important for you. Now we're going to move on to Mercury in the 8th house. With this placement, again, you are very intelligent. You may be a very, very deep thinker. You may be into the occult. You may even be a scientist or inventor. Now we're going to move on to Mercury in the 9th house. If you have Mercury in the 9th house, you might be a college professor. You may be into long distance travel. You may travel long distances for work. You may even be married to a foreigner, okay? It may be an instance to where like you and your partner don't even speak the same language, but you guys make it work, all right? You get along very well, with people that are outside of your culture. You find it very easy to communicate and, do business with them and whatnot. So moving on to Mercury in the 10th house. If you have Mercury in the 10th house, you may be someone who communicates a lot in your career field, okay? You might even be a car salesman. So communication will really get you, a long way in your career, securing those business deals and whatnot. You are someone who definitely needs to wear green when you're going to your business meetings, wearing green jewelry, just like a little hint of green. Don't go overboard with it, but, just have that, those colors around you. Also, with emerald, having like an emerald bracelet or, a locket or something, just something with that color green. And again, securing those business meetings on a Wednesday, scheduling those appointments on a Wednesday so you could really secure that deal, okay, if you know what I mean. Next, we're going to move on to Mercury in the 11th house. Mercury in the 11th house is all about building that communication through friendships, all right? You may be someone who is into social media. You have like a huge social media following. Networking, social events is something good for you. Also, the media, being in that spotlight, being in that, just in front of people in general. You may even be a public speaker, okay, with this placement. Now we're going to move on to Mercury in the 12th house, all right? Mercury in the 12th house, you might be a psychic, you might be a medium. Also, you might be into long distance travels, okay? You know a lot of hidden things. You know things that people don't really know how you know, but you just know. And with this placement, you might even be kind of afraid to share some of the things that you know, because you don't want to be scrutinized. You don't want to feel like you're crazy or anything, but it's just things that you just can't explain. You just know it. Things that are like hidden in the subconscious. Someone might be sitting there telling you to your face, this is how something is, and you just see right through it, okay? Because you know what the truth is. You just know what you know. And again, like I said, you might be a psychic, you might be a medium, you might be able to communicate with spirits, and just be really into that taboo things, okay? Things that people aren't usually, openly talking about, all right? So that's all I have for Mercury. I hope you guys have a better understanding about Mercury. And again, with this Mercury